I could probably blow on this shifter hard enough to get it to move. Those silly Polaris engineers came up with this idea. I have no idea. The trick is getting that front drive shaft out of there too. I just proved them wrong, didn't I? Alright, so a first time machine here for Appalachian Mountain Riders and AMR Power Sports I'm going to be working on here in this video. And that is this 2009 Polaris RZR 800S. And 2009 was the very first year for these. And this guy's in for servicing, yes, change the fluids, you know, go over it, make sure everything's okay. But as you can see here, everything's not okay. We've got her up on the jack stands already. And here's why. I could probably blow on this shifter hard enough to get it to move. There's no resistance whatsoever. So not only is it hard for the owner to get it into gear, it absolutely doesn't stay. I mean, look at this, I could just one pinky finger it. Whoop. So there is something screwed up here in the transmission with the gear selector. So I'm gonna have to tear into the rear end here so I can get into this rear housing and see what's going on here with the shift linkage. So, I think for lighting and everything and make it easier myself, we're gonna go ahead and pull all this stuff. I'll have to pull this aftermarket roll bar possibly, which I kind of like that rear cage on there, that's nice. Because I gotta get in here to get at all these bolts. Whoops, that's the engine side. This we don't wanna mess with. Transmission's all on this side. Don't touch those bolts over there, nope. Alright, as you saw in the time lapse before the battery went dead, we're making good progress here. And as you can see, we had to tear this guy down a lot more than I was hoping for. And I didn't realize this until I was looking in the service manual. And yes, I'm not too proud to admit, I still like to get the service manuals as a guide to help me whenever I'm tearing stuff apart. It doesn't matter how experienced you are. If you've never worked on a machine before, this is the first time I've ever worked on a first gen RZR. It never hurts to have the service manual, so you can always refer to it. But anyway, like I was saying, I wasn't planning on and wasn't hoping on having to tear into this much, but for whatever reason, those silly Polaris engineers came up with this idea. I have no idea. But the transmission, the engine, and the rear diff are all bolted together as one unit. So yeah, we gotta pull all of that up together. So that's what I'm working on, just getting at her. This frame brace here will come out. And then I think with the exhaust off and the intake boot off, we can just lift straight up, hopefully. So I'll catch back up with you guys when I go to pull the motor. And I may take a look. If I can get away without pulling everything, then that's what we'll do, but I don't know. According to the service manual, it's not really possible. All right, everything is unhooked. The engine is technically unbolted and free here, as you can, maybe I can wobble it for you. She's all free and ready to come out. So in order to lift that, I had to make a quick trip to town to good old Harbor Freight because I'm getting older and I don't want to hurt my back trying to manhandle that up out of there. I got myself a good old Harbor Freight 1-ton engine hoist. I'm gonna have to put her together here. We'll see if we can get that motor up out of there. So let's grab the engine hoist out of the truck. Wow, look at that. All together. Oh, slick. Like a glove. Let me check in the service manual to make sure that's where they said to grab her from. All right. Hopefully it doesn't pull on the exhaust header. All right, everything's loose. However, that exhaust header is going to be in our way. Maybe. The trick is getting that front drive shaft out of there too. Let me look at this a minute and get back to you guys. All right, guys, I cheated, but it's working out for the better. This exhaust was getting in our way and keeping me from lifting this whole thing up out of there. And with these starting to strip, I don't want to touch these because I know what's going to happen. They're either going to break off or completely strip. It's going to be a mother bear. So I got lucky enough. I was able to unbolt the transmission here on the top and a few bolts, actually 2 bolts here on the bottom. And now the transmission is coming up independent of the motor. So I'm going to put the camera down so I can use both hands to maneuver this. It looks like we're good here on our drive shaft. That should slip out as we come up. And, oh, it's a big relief. Big weight off my shoulders. I'm able to get that out of there. Now, it might be a little tricky come time to put it back in, lining everything up, but we'll tackle that when we get there. So much for Polaris's service manual that tells you you have to take it all in one. I just proved them wrong, didn't I? Heave-ho, all together. Hoist the trans high. Getting stuck. But she's still coming. Never will we die. Ha! We are free! Probably running out of height. Can I get up over? I only got a little bit to go. There we be. Get her over to the bench. I can probably set this down and just carry it from here. This kind of feels like I'm holding a minigun. All right, on the workbench. Although I did not drain the fluid yet, we will have to do that before I tear into this guy. But she's on the bench, which is awesome. Need a prop. So I think that's a good spot to finish this video. We'll keep these short and sweet. On the next video, we'll tear into this guy and see what exactly is causing our issue. That doesn't sound good though. We'll find out here real soon.